Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Hello and a very good evening from the UK, live broadcasting. My name is Dr. Madeleine Chan, and I'm going to be with you along with our guest for the next 40 minutes on USA Global TV and Radio, and of course on LinkedIn and Facebook as well. So before I go on to about our exciting guest today on the Film and Music Show, first I would like to remind everyone of our up-to-date stats of our target for USA Global TV and Radio YouTube channel, for our target to be 100K in September. So as from today, we have a staggering 45,019. That is up 5,892 in the last 28 days. So please, everyone, please do thank you for subscribing, and we welcome new people to subscribe. Let's keep USA Global TV and Radio evolving and growing, because we promote hope, education, creativity. We help to provide a platform for you to share your story and share your brand awareness. Okay, the next one that we're going to look at channel is Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. We have, as of today, 18,232 as of today. That's plus 9,689 new subscribers in the last 28 days. So we are growing and thriving. So please do help us reach the target 100,000 subscribers by the mid-September, September the 15th, I do believe. Right. Before we bring on our guest, I want to explain in a very short way of our exciting guest. She is Glenda Benevides. She's a best-selling author. She's considered a Grammy singer-songwriter. She has a bestseller on Amazon called Courage. She has a lot of festivals coming up. She's quite a firecracker, phenomenal songwriter. She also has a divine feminine side to her in her melody, lyrics, and her music, which is high vibrational, which is of a goddess, nature, and vibration. So the Film and Music are happy to announce our super special guest, Glenda Benevides. And here she comes from San Francisco.
Hi, Doc. Hi, Madeleine. Good to see you, actually, finally.
Good evening, and I guess it's a good afternoon from San Francisco.
Noon. Yeah,
that's noon.
Noon.
Isn't it amazing? We can all talk on this amazing platform,
right? And you know what? It's actually a magical day. It's 888. The Lionsgate portal today. That's why I picked it, because I wanted to do the interview with you on that special magical day.
And it is very magical. And talking about magical, Glenda, can you share with our audience in a space of like 2-3 minutes, explain who you are, what you do, just a nice brief summary.
Okay. I am a lover of life, I guess. And I really stand inside of who am I? What's my purpose? What's my passion? How do I grow? How do I evolve? How do I help others? And I would say that's how I would describe myself on some level. Now, what I do is everything that involves in that. So it could be songwriting, it could be singing, performing, and it also includes some of my writing. I have a book called Courage, Find Your Fire and Ignite Action in Your Life. I also did an amazing collaborative book called The Grimoire of Lost Lore with a visual artist friend of mine. He's amazing. And I wrote stories to his actual drawings. They're extraordinary. And I also I've done a screenplay. I've done a musical in Los Angeles that I designed, co-created, and performed. So I'm an artist. I live an artist lifestyle, and I support women to stand in their own self-expression and freedom. So
that sounds fabulous. It's amazing. But before we go on to talk about what you're currently doing, I would like us just to, as if going in a time machine, and go back a little bit to the point of who inspired you to go on the journey of your creative path in singing?
Believe it or not, I'm gonna tell my age here. Cher was one of my baby childhood influences. I just loved her, and I thought she was beautiful and self-expressed, and I think that inspired me. And I just learned that I had vocal ability, talent, and I just kind of kept pursuing that. So I would say she's the first, but there's so many. I mean, so many people along the way. I would say my top current artist, as far as an influence as a human being and as a beautiful singer, songwriter, 5-octave voice, is Rochelle Farrell.
I have to say, I've been singing for quite a while myself, and I've not heard of Rochelle Farrell.
Oh, do yourself a favor.
Yeah, you learn something new every day. I'm definitely going to look up Rochelle Farrell. Yes. I thought it was Ferrero Rocher or something. But so, Glenda, what would you say in your path, in your journey? What education did you have? Did you go to a performance school, or how did you pursue this?
I came from a working class family that actually didn't have any talent, so to speak. I mean, as far as the vocal abilities or whatever, songwriting, there was nobody in my family doing that. And I would say that I just followed my inner guidance, my own path. And one thing led to another. And then I realized that if I wanted to sustain myself in my career, that I needed to do two things at different stages, of course. The two things are, the first thing was I needed to get vocal lessons, because I needed to strengthen my voice and keep my voice. And it's self-care, basically. For vocalists, it's very important to know thyself and know what works for you, and then also train yourself and exercise your voice. Very important to have a strong voice. And then the second thing is, I knew that to sustain myself in my career, I really needed to write and express myself in ways that really move people, that really touch people. So that's what I did.
It's all part of the training, is it, with the vocal? So there's so many singers out there that just do not go into vocal lessons, and they end up Well, they end up having a bad effect on their voice, and is it anoids or something, kind of blisters on their vocal,
Yeah,
and they end
nodes
up
is what
having
they
to
call it.
nodes,
Yeah,
and then end up having an operation. But what I wanted to ask, Glenda, is who inspired you, as well as Cher, but as a true songwriter, who would you say inspired you?
Oh gosh, there's so many. But I would say two that right off the top of my head, Prince is one of them, and then a songwriter named and a singer named Casey Musgrave. She's out of, I think, Nashville. Fantastic. I also like the group called Civil Wars. They're a male female group, and they're not together anymore, but man, extraordinary vocals, great songwriting. So I would say those are the top three right now. But God, so many. There's so many real artists out there,
Well, most definitely Prince, without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. But the other two, I haven't heard. Are they in Nashville, you said?
Casey Musgrave, yeah, just look her up. I think she's a Nashville person, I think. I don't know, but she's a fabulous songwriter. Yeah.
Right. I will do. And thank you for sharing your inspiration and who inspires you and as a songwriter. Fabulous. Now I'd like to go on talking about your book.
Sure.
Courage, which is a best-selling on Amazon. And you say something, I have to get this because I have to remember. Find your fire and ignite action in your life. Exactly. What a fabulous cover, by the way.
Thank you.
Find your fire and ignite your action in your life. Can you tell our viewers what all this means?
Absolutely. It was just it was kind of silly, but it started out with Global Badass Goddess. Started there. And I had a girlfriend of mine in the kitchen that said, you're a badass goddess. And I was like, what? And the first thing I thought, I was like, oh, no, as women, as we do. No, I don't know. And then I decided to, honor what she was trying to say to me. And she was actually trying to compliment me to say, wow, you get up, you get stuff done, you get out there in the world and you express yourself and you share your insights. So I took it like that. And then I redid it for myself. Like I said, okay, what's the acronym for me? What does that mean? What does badass really mean? It doesn't mean I'm going out beating people up or kicking some ass or whatever. It's more of an internal thing. I really defined it as beautiful, accessible, daring, that type of thing. And I just really went into it that way. And you can do it for yourself. So, I started there, and then next thing I know, I had a online magazine, Global Badass Goddess, featuring women and their stories. And then I just, I got to a point where I was kind of hanging out with some of my girlfriends, and they would always call me for like, can you help me with this? I don't understand that. Coaching. And I thought, I wonder if I really have something of value. And that's really kind of where I sat with it. And I was like, I do have a few things to say. So I decided to write the book to just see if I could write one, B, if I had anything of value. And then, and it's a slight memoir. So there are some things actually in the book that I show and tell stories of my life and how I overcame certain things. And so inside of that, the frame was clarity, courage, confidence, commitment, and community. And so to me, it was, how did I create those things in my life? And then I would tell stories, and I'd give like little anecdotes, like, I've thought about this, or you try this. So that's kind of how it all started. And I just got it up, and another girlfriend of mine said, this is really good. Have you thought about publishing? I'm like, no. So it's like, okay. So I finally did, but
yeah. That's incredible. So Glenda, you took yourself you challenged yourself and took
Yeah.
yourself out of the comfort zone, as we all have our comfort zone.
Absolutely.
And then within that comfort zone, we have this, oh, I don't know whether I should do this or not. But you became a global badass goddess by
Totally.
by taking the reins and just riding it.
Yeah, because I don't consider myself an author. I mean, there are people out there that they write book after book after book, and they're fun and extraordinary or whatever. And it was more of a kind of like what you said. It was more of finding that place in myself to overcome. Can I do this? It was a challenge to myself to see if I could do it. So I did.
And you did it. And you did it. Are you one of these, sometimes, are you one of these people that once you've done this, once you've done the book, you need to challenge yourself on something else rather than stick to the same recipe or
exactly.
I think it's with us being creative, isn't it? The creatives. Do you find also that when you're doing a creative project or you're ensconced in the studio writing material, do you easily get distracted, or are you totally, for example, when you're in the studio, it's almost like you block everything else out and it's just you and the studio and the environment of the studio and the people in it?
What you do is you set intentions. So, and you have, like, I have a clear path to what I'm doing for the day, for the week, for the month, that kind of thing. It's all goes in my calendar. So and I sit and I look out into the future and I look at, like, what's my mission? What do I want to create? How do I move my art forward? How do I move my career forward? And so inside of that, there's planning. And inside of planning, that's what I lean into. And that's what helps me have structure. Otherwise, I'll be like, a ferret or something, because we have so much social media. We have so many things hitting us all the time. And you would literally just be on the phone, just, like everybody scattered and distracted and, that type of thing. And I'm not saying that I'm not immune to that, because I am. But when I play inside of a self-imposed structure, okay, that's the key. This is something I want, that I'm creating, and I have skills and abilities to go, I'm going to schedule this, and I'm not going to overschedule myself. And when I'm tired, I take a break. I do self-care. And that's also scheduled in. So a massage twice a month. You see what I'm saying? That's kind of how I work it. And then you stay focused, and you've got to be present. If you're in the studio, there's so many different stages to creating music and then getting it on the mic to get it on the, on the record, as we call it. Right. It's detailed, and it's a life's journey of that. So, yeah.
So your songwriting process, Glenda, how do you do your songwriting? Can you take us through some kind of process?
Sure. Again, it's different every time. So every song has its own unique signature, its own unique vibration, and its intent. intent. So if, like, for example, there's a gentleman in South America that was doing an album for Grammys this year. And he called me up and said, "Hey, do you want to partner? Do you want to co-write on this song?" And I said, "Sure, send it to me. Let me see." So he sent me the music. He also sent me the lyrics, what I thought was really interesting. Because I'm the lyricist. I usually do the lyrics and the melodies. But he just sent me the lyrics. And I was like, oh, okay. And then, so I had to put a different hat on. And then I created the melody using his lyrics. So anyway, so I did that for him, and that's off, and that's up getting ready for submission for Grammys this year. And then I've got my own process. I have another music partner that I write with consistently. He's my mastering engineer and a fabulous songwriter, fabulous human being. And he and I co-wrote so many songs together. And so a lot of times what'll happen is we'll sit down together, he'll play guitar, and this is just my style. So it's different for every person. Okay. But my style is, if he plays, I'll just move around and like try to find the melody. I'll let it kind of come through me. Sometimes I have all the lyrics written, and then I'll come to him or somebody else and I'll say, here's the lyrics. I need music or a melody. That's stage, like pre-stage 1, so it's different every time,
It's a wonderful process, and it's ever changing as well, isn't it? When you're writing songs, it's not just that same method. It changes and evolves. Yeah. Have you ever had, when you've listened, let's say you've mastered your track, or just before mastering, you listen to it and say, oh, we need to go back and do this, or you've mastered it and realized, oh,
trust me. We have been on that for the past week, and then I'll go through and then I'll be super self-critical. And then I'm learning to step back and go, okay, so a little bit of that pitch wasn't really there, or, do I want to fix it? Or is that the expression that I want to give? That's interesting. I'm learning to do that instead of no, because I've had vocals that were perfect and they're just boring. Like they're beautiful, they're perfect, but that's not moving anybody. There's no self-expression in there, So, so yes, ma'am. That is what you have to do sometimes. And that's challenging too, because there's a part of me that's like, you sit back and go, oh, I don't want to bother anybody. Oh yeah, that sucks. Oh, can we redo that? It's like, So
it's always like in the room, it's quite silent, and people think the pin can drop, and then suddenly you have to drop that bombshell, and they're like,
yeah,
seriously,
it's horrible.
But it's much better to say it rather than for it to go out there, and then you feel it wasn't a complete job.
And isn't that an interesting example of how us women are sometimes in life? I notice that I come up against that. It's like, oh, so I don't want to speak. Oh, I don't want to use my voice, or, oh, I don't want anybody to be mad or upset because, I feel that that's not good enough. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely, Glenda. Yeah. It's almost like the female have been brought up throughout all these years to be the oppressed or suppressed, and hiding behind their feelings.
That's right. So, and if you say something, you may be a bitch. Oh, she's just a bitch. Okay.
But you can't please everyone. You can't.
It's true.
That's the thing in this world now. So, Glenda, let's have a look at your fabulous website. So Dr. Jacqueline is doing the producing today, a phenomenal producer she is. And she's like the wizard. Here we go. So Glenda, can you explain and talk us through your fabulous website?
Thank you. I'm pretty proud of it too. There's my co-writing partner right there, Gene Williams, great mastering engineer. Yeah. What would you like to know? What do you want to know?
Well, we're just scrolling down. So fabulous picture. That is a gorgeous picture, by the way.
Thank you.
That's electricity.
Me. Thank you. That's me in Scotland. Yeah, singing at the Rock and Blues Festival.
Love the red hair as well.
Thank you.
Fabulous color.
Thank
you.
So
music, unity, and action. What's this all about?
Yeah, I lead with my music. I want to create unity, and action is part of what I do philanthropically. So the things that I do right now are, if you purchase anything of mine, whether it be a song or one of my t-shirts or one of my pieces of merchandise, then what I do is I take $1 off of each one of those purchases and I give back to a company called One Tree Planted. And how I'm doing that is that when I give them the $1, they plant a tree for you. So, I mean, I'm like, I thought, oh my God, that's such a fab way to like, I can give back and then my audience or fans or whoever, they can give back too. It's like I get to help you help them.
I love that. It's like giving back to Mother Earth.
Yes,
You're
absolutely.
plant a tree. Wow.
Absolutely.
Dr. Jacqueline said, I had a tree planted for me. I can, oh, wow.
Yes.
A big forest. In fact, we should plant a whole forest for USA Global TV.
And we have, I've planted over 320 trees right now. Some are in Scotland, some are in England, and then the rest are in Canada and California.
That's amazing.
Yeah. That's
excellent. Oh my gosh, beautiful. And with your featured music, I Burn. That's a fabulous cover.
Thank you.
And you're wearing, so can you explain? I mean, we probably can't see the closeness of it, but you're wearing drills, like workman drills. But
that's right, great. Baby.
Yeah.
That's right, baby.
Yeah. I love
it. I took on that style. I don't know why. I just wanted that comfortable down home. I do rootsy kind of style of music. So, I really wanted that. I wanted to feel relaxed on stage. I wanted to just be approachable and available like I am as my personality, but I wanted it to match my clothes. Let's just say that, you know what I mean? I didn't want to come out in pumps and like cleavage or something. Those days are over, but anyway, I'm joking. But no, I just really wanted to have that reflect the authenticity and the love and the caring that I feel for people and for music and my songs. So, I mean, if you think about it, it's better if you're singing about if you're singing a sexual song, it would probably be better if you had some cleavage and a tight dress, maybe.
Well, isn't that stereotyped though?
Maybe, I don't know.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
Was it Come On Eileen? Come On Eileen. And the girls were wearing
overalls, yeah.
Yeah, overalls, yeah. And it just reminds me, but you look quite chic. You look chic in yours. That cover for I Burn is it's wonderful. So can you explain what I Burn is about? Because we will play it.
Sure.
After. Yeah.
I Burn is really the bottom line was it was about it came to me as a three-way affair that actually happened. No, it was actually a story. This is from Jean, my partner, because we co-wrote this together. It was originally written by about talking about this guy was in love with this woman. They were having a relationship, and he basically caught her cheating on him. I don't know if they were married or not, but this was some legend or something in the South. I don't know. And he basically burned them both together in their house, burned them down to the ground, and he just wanted to watch it burn. So that's pretty extreme, but that was really the story that it kind of came out of. And I took it and said, "Ooh, what if, you had passion for somebody so much that you love them so much that you just burned inside," So I spun it, but that was the original story.
A bit of history, how fabulous. Yeah. But also it happens every day anyway in France. In France, it's a love crime.
Oh my God.
A love crime.
Yeah. Oh no. Wow.
Yeah. So it's kind of, they're very lenient with it. So we have I Burn. I'm wondering if we can play I Burn. Let's see.
My mind brings back to school time. Touched your skin and felt your fire inside. Fire inside. I long to feel your embrace, your hair, your smell, and leaves a trace of fire. Fire inside. Still that fire burns inside. No matter how I try, I burn. And all I see is ashes, but inside I burn. A rainbow down on a cold dark day. That fire inside you kept the cold at bay. Cold away. Now those thoughts that burn in my mind, how I miss those eyes so filled with fire. Fire inside. Still that fire burns inside. No matter how I try, I burn. All I see is ashes, but inside I burn. Burning fire, I can't leave it alone. Burning fire, I will watch until the end. Burning fire, I will leave no sin unburned. Burning fire, burning fire, burning fire, and fire I burn. Oh. I think about you all the time. The night you left, you burnt my love alive. Burn that love alive. I stand here now in a cold downpour. That fire inside 100 years worn. I swore you burn my love alive. Oh. Still that fire burns inside, no matter how I try. Still that fire burns inside, no matter how I try. All I see is ashes, but inside I burn. Burning fire.
Wow. We would play the whole lot of the song, but unfortunately we have 6 more minutes before close out. But Glenda, it's a fabulous song. Your voice has got this deep, sultry, soulful blues, raw, edgy tones. But then you got Power Diva with it as well. It's got that fire, and it's a beautiful song. It's a great song. So where can our viewers buy I Burn? And of course, your new song, up and coming single, Lulu White.
Well, that's not my up and coming, but my up and coming is called, we just changed the name. It's called Walk On By. Oh my goodness gracious. That's not good. Yeah, Walk On By, because I called it Pride and we're changing it. So Walk On By. And it's about homelessness and the situation around how we just walk on by. We don't deal with things. So in our lives in any other way. But that's coming up. That's up for a Grammy, or not up for, I wish it was up for a Grammy. That's being submitted to Grammys this year. So I'm really excited about that. I want to be nominated. So fingers crossed.
Well, we will be rooting for you. Where can our viewers, Glenda,
they can go
for you for the Grammys?
Okay. Well, actually, just the more you listen to my songs, the better it shows up in algorithms, as we all know. So you can go to my my YouTube channel, you guys. It's youtube.com/C, which is channel, /Glenda Benevides, spelled Glenda. Last name is B as in boy, ENE, V as in Victor, IDES. So it's the channel is Glenda Benevides, but you can't. I have another channel on there. It's Glenda Benevides, and it is not the right one, so I don't know. So if you just type out youtube.com/C Glenda Benevides, that'll take you right to my channel, and you can listen to it there. You can like it, subscribe. You can go to my website and buy if you want to download it for, donation of 99 cents or whatever you do, because it'll take you right to Bandcamp, but don't worry about it. Yeah.
So everyone out there, everyone, please do support Glenda Benevides. We wanted to win a Grammy.
Yes.
We will be all waiting there. In fact, we will do a special on USA TV and radio. We should.
Yes. And then you can preview the new song. It's 100%. Fabulous. It's fabulous. And we will be starting voting, I think in November. So, that's a good time frame or whatever for, yeah.
Fabulous. You're so busy.
Oh gosh.
Creatively, you're jetting here, writing in the studio. Do you do any kind of movement?
I exercise every day.
Exercise. And what form of exercise? What would you stick to? A nutritional exercise?
I walk 2 miles every day. And then I used to do yoga a lot. I've been doing Bikram. I love Bikram, but I can't find a good studio, so forget it. What else? I used to dance a lot on stage. So I used to hip hop. I used to be professionally dancing. So that thank God that kept me alive. But yeah, that's a nutrition wise, you guys, you got to listen to your own inner body, stay away from the complex carbohydrates. You're just bumping your triglycerides out of control. So I'm trying to stay away from stuff. Just, closer to keto, do some intermittent fasting. Life is much better. So.
And well, just want to say thank you, Glenda. Yeah. And before we close out, can you explain, Glenda, you're doing a festival, the Wellness Healing Music Festival Community, 7th of September. Can you briefly explain to our viewers what the Wellness Music Festival is about?
Yeah, it's called mini music healing. It's a tough one. Anyway, it's out of Washington State here in the United States. And I met this gentleman on online during COVID, and he was really all about mental wellness, and so am I. And I said, I will support you, whatever you want. And I did an album with him called Album 22. And I donated one of my songs called Solution. And it's spelled SOULUTION, Solution. Anyway, so he reached out to me and said, hey, we're doing a big festival up in Washington at the end of, the first week of September. We'd love to have you as one of our main artists. I said, I'm in.
That is fabulous. High vibration music.
Absolutely.
And
Thank you so much.
The play on the words. Solution.
Solution.
That is a genius. Love it.
Thank you.
My goodness. Glenda, you definitely have to come back for part 2, because I'm sure there's much more to talk about.
Great. Yeah, I love it.
In the world of Glenda music, global badass goddess.
And I one of the things that I have there is I'm working with a mixing engineer in the UK. So that's one of my connections there. So he's fabulous. Jeremy Munns is his name, and he's the guy that mixed I Burn. You just heard it. So it's beautiful.
It's phenomenal. It really is a great song. I'm a fan of your music. Absolutely. But that video when you were in the railroad.
Yeah, I'm walking. Mm-hmm.
Walking. That's just stayed with me. That's awesome. So powerful.
Wow, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I'm a fan in every way. And you must come back. Glenda, before
I would love
we
to.
Go, it would be lovely. And because we're broadcasting every week now, there's going to be plenty of opportunity for you to come over.
Perfect.
That would be great. It would be an absolute honor in every way.
Thank you so much. And
Glenda, before we go out, is there anything that you would like to say, to address to USA Global TV and radio viewers? Anything that you would like to address the world?
Yeah, I would say, everyone, just stay on your own path, dig deeper, find out who you are, and don't listen to anything outside of yourself, really. I mean, especially if it's negative. And this is, right now we're at the 888 portal today. So that's super fabulous and magical. And really set your intentions and create the best that you can be and give to other people. We need more of that.
Fabulous, Glenda. Thank you so much for being a guest on the Film and Music Show. Please do come back.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you to Dr. Jacqueline, too. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Well, that's all we have now for the Film and Music Show. All I can say is thoroughly enjoyed our guest. And for next week, please do tune in on 2 weeks' time, And now we're going to leave you with some sponsors. But before, I would just like to say thank you to Audi K Barrier, who is the sponsor for the Film and Music Show in collaboration with Songs for You. My name is Dr. Madeleine Chan. Thank you. I will see you next time on the Film and Music Show. So thank you and good night, USA Global TV and radio viewers. Bye-bye.